Jill and I have been performers, you see, actors and comedians and things, performing to an audience, and we've been moving more and more away from that towards a sort of, not like audience participation in the worst sense, in what I call the living theatre sense, where people take off their clothes and come around and say, come on man, take your clothes off, come on, what are you doing, scared, come on, you know, come on, take your clothes off, you know, or start touching and feeling you, and it seems to be an invasion of your privacy, you know, and trying to take you over. We think if there's going to be any participation, then it must be, people must be self-motivated, you see. Because you can turn anybody on to do what you want them to do, and it seems to be an immoral thing to do, you know, evil thing really. One thing I believe very strongly is that before a child goes to school at the age of 5, it is allowed to make certain choices for itself, you know. It can shit in its nappies if it wants to, and then it cries and its mother changes it. It can crawl to another part of the room and it can pick up a toy and it can play with it, you know. It can do all sorts of things at home, and then when it goes to school, a terrible sort of con trick is played on it. It's led to believe it's at home, first of all. There's a bit of dressing up, you know, all dressing up like we can do at home, you know. There's a sand pit, there's tin cans you can bang, just like you did at home. And it's just to get you used to being in an institution. Then very gradually, as the years go by, all these things are taken away from you, you know. The sand pit goes, you don't know when the sand pit went. Suddenly you realise, maybe at 12 years old, that you haven't had a sand pit for some years at school. At home, you watch with mother or you listen with mother. So all these various activities are all stopped. And gradually, all your freedom of choice is taken away from you at school. And it's only if you finally get away and you get to an art school and you think, I'm going to have my freedom of choice again, but that's all taken away from you. And it takes you years and years and years. Maybe not to the age of perhaps 25 or 30 or maybe never.
The procedure is reversed. Back through the black hole, the molecules disintegrate once more. For 1 second, the time shrink occurs, and the gravitational force hesitates. In time to break free, to return to the planet Earth, to reform the image that once was.